Non-partisan congressional analysts say eliminating the penalty for not buying health insurance would increase average premiums on the individual market by 10%. That, in turn, would result in some people deciding not to buy health coverage for financial reasons. Yet Republican Sen. Tom Cotton claimed that the amended Senate tax bill revoking the penalty would have no impact on anyone who wants to buy insurance through the exchanges established by the Affordable Care Act. Cotton made that statement during a November 19 interview on CBS Face the Nation. Host John Dickerson asked Cotton about the Congressional Budget Office and Joint Committee on Taxation's estimate that, starting in 2025, 13 million fewer people would have health insurance if the penalty for failing to comply with the Obama-era health care law's individual mandate is repealed. Dickerson, November 19. Okay. Let's move on to tax reform. 13 million people will be without coverage if the individual mandate is removed, as you'd like to see in this tax cut plan. What happens to those 13 million? Cotton: well, John, remember what the hated Obamacare mandate is. It fines an American family. They can't afford their insurance that Obamacare made unaffordable in the first place. So this bill doesn't cut a single dime from Medicaid, it doesn't cut a single dime from the insurance subsidies, it doesn't change a single regulation in Obamacare. It simply says the IRS cannot fine you if you cannot afford health insurance. So this has no impact on anyone who wants to get health insurance under Obamacare's individual exchanges or under the Medicaid expansion under their employer's plan. Cotton's office didn't respond to our request for an explanation. However, the CBO and Junction estimate that the bill would have an impact on some Americans who want to buy insurance on their own, on or off the exchanges. Eliminating the penalty would produce results very similar to repealing the individual mandate, CBO and Junction say. The latter would result in, among other outcomes, 13 million fewer Americans having health insurance as early as 2025, and average premiums in the non-group market increasing by 10% in most years through 2027. Those effects would occur mainly because healthier people would be less likely to obtain insurance and because, especially in the non-group market, the resulting increases in premiums would cause more people to not purchase insurance, the analysis says. Christine Ebner, a senior economist at the Rand Corporation, also contradicted Cotton. I disagree with the statement, Ebner wrote in an email to factcheck.org. Eliminating the mandate would have spillover effects for the individual market, which includes the ACAS marketplaces and other individual market plans. She added specifically, it's likely that the people who would drop individual market coverage if the mandate were eliminated would be healthy, low-cost people who have relatively low health care utilization. If these folks drop out, those remaining on the market will be costlier, leading premiums to rise. Insurance will then become more expensive. By 2025, about 5 million of the projected 13 million fewer Americans with health insurance would come from the non-group or individual insurance market, CBO and Junction say. In addition, 5 million fewer people would be enrolled in Medicaid, another 3 million fewer people would get insurance through their employer, and as many as 500,000 fewer would no longer have some other form of health insurance. In some cases, higher premiums would be offset by higher government subsidies in the form of premium tax credits. But not everyone qualifies for them. As of February 2017, 84% of the 10.3 million people purchasing health insurance through federal and state exchanges receive premium tax credits, according to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Naturally, that means 16% of those on the exchanges, plus the roughly 5.4 million buying off exchange plans, don't get those tax credits. CBO and Junction do not specify how many would leave the non-group market because health insurance became too expensive. At least some of them would, though. Therefore, it's inaccurate to claim that the proposal from Senate Republicans to stop the penalty payment would not affect anyone buying on the Obamacare exchanges, or who want to buy insurance. We previously wrote about an inaccurate claim made by Democrats that all 13 million people would be kicked off the health insurance if the Senate bill became law. As we said, some are expected to stop purchasing insurance for financial reasons, but many would voluntarily give up the health coverage because they would no longer be penalized. CBO's joint analysis doesn't say how many would willingly give up insurance and how many would find it too pricey to buy.